Ryan Gosling stars as Neil Armstrong in Damien Chazelle's follow-up to La La Land, his Oscar winner from a couple of years ago, and with that kind of power and gusto that he's gathered, he's chosen to make this movie all about the man Neil Armstrong. Now, for me, this was a tale that I wasn't too enamoured with. It wasn't something that wowed me. The trailers didn't give me any kind of encouragement or excitement about the movie itself. I felt as if I kind of knew most of it. It's all about the Troubles trying to get up to that first moon landing, and eventually, spoiler alert, they do it. It was this tale that felt uninspiring. But Chazelle does something rather intriguing and smart with the script. It ties it down to the man himself. It's not so much about the moon landing, which is very prevalent and very there within the script and the story, but it's all about the man. As we start this movie, we see Neil Armstrong, who suffers a bereavement, a loss that is going to affect him the rest of the way through his life, or as far as we see, and how it affects his family. And how we have this man who, for a very briefest of time at the start of the movie, is an engaged, sort of responsible and typical father, you know, engaged in his children, wanting to be with them, wanting to have fun with them. And then when something happens, he kind of stands off. He goes into his work, he develops into something that is going to take all of his thought, all of his main processes, and take all of his strength and power into, which means that his family is not getting that kind of commitment that he would normally give them. And this is something that really spoke to me. This is something that I found fascinating. It's a story about somebody who's dealing with loss and how they channel that grief and how they try to work their way through it by something that is all-encompassing, something that just draws them in and they can't escape from. It doesn't distract them from that thought. Now, the actors in this movie are fantastic, and there is loads of them. Every face is somebody you saw, whether it's Kyle Chandler or you know, Jason Clarke, and then further down the pecking order, you know, character actors are just there for a few scenes of that. It's just so much wealth of characters, and the one thing that really did get to me a little bit was how we kept losing them through various accidents. Like I said, it's all a character study of Neil Armstrong, but it also parallels that with his work and the space program and how they're trying to get to the moon. And that gave me some insight, because I don't really know too much about it, but I was interested to see these guys pretty much being boys with toys, trying to discover how they're going to make it through to the next challenge. And it's just weird to even think of the fact that they didn't even know what they were doing. They would just take it step by step and try to overcome each kind of challenge as they went. And there's some kind of tenacity there, yes, definitely, but some kind of interesting facet to the human psyche. You know, that wanting to explore, the wanting to achieve the unachievable, and just going headstrong into it. Something that you don't really see as much these days, but just seeing these guys just full go for it to try and achieve something that, you know, at first seems as if it's not something they are able to do. The filmmaking itself was very close up. It's in the face of the actors a lot. It's showing you the emotion. It's showing you the relationships through the really close moments. It lingers on the stillness of the actors. You know, it can feel a little bit slow at times, but for me, I was riveted. It's one of the complaints that I've heard levied at the movie. I was engaged by this movie. I found myself actually really interested in this story. There is some scenes that I was super tense on. I felt the suspense. I wasn't sure what was going to happen. I didn't know about these situations. There is a fantastically filmed sequence where one of the spaceships is doing 360s and is uncontrollable, and just these guys trying to deal with it before they passed out was marvellous to see. But there's other sequences like that as well. And some of the camera work and the sound design is really fantastic in this movie. It really paints a picture of these people at the time, when they're in space, the kind of lack of noise. I love that there's a specific moment when they are landing on the moon and everything's just kind of shaky and the camera's in your face and it's all over the place, and then they open the hatch door and everything goes still, and suddenly the camera is super steady and it moves out of that shuttle onto the moon and like does a 360, and it is just a marvellous moment. I was really surprised by First Man. Like I said, I didn't really want to go and see it. I wasn't too engaged by the movie or the advertisement campaign. It wasn't something I felt I needed to see in the big screen, but it's something that I'm really thankful that I did see on the big screen. It does have some foibles, it does have some faults. Reading the complaints that people had, I can see those moments in the movie, but for me, I really enjoyed it. I was really engaged by the movie. I was enamoured by this stoic character of Neil Armstrong. and how he was dealing with things. It's nice. It's a nicely wrapped up story. It was something I found very affecting, something I found highly enjoyable, and something I thought was a visual spectacle that I really did enjoy and would recommend seeing on the big screen. For me, I gave it 4 out of 5, and I would love to know your opinion of the movie. So let me know in the comment box below, and I will see you next time on Man vs Film.